What is up, everybody? I'm Van with Hank 3, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the HFAS 3/16 full berry version. This is going to be the size for platforms and stands. It is our regular version and also our new trucker's hitch version. This is how it will arrive at your house. You can go ahead and get that out of the bag. On the bag, just the label of what it is and the variation that you ordered. And on the back is some simple instructions. Please do read these. This will make your life a lot easier and there will be no struggling. It's very simple, very easy, but it does make a big difference. So put that bag off to the side. Two quick things. If you're like, why does this HFAS look a little bit used? That's because we shot this video in reverse, hence the sweat on my shirt. We were just out in the warehouse. There's no AC. Why do we do it in reverse? Great question. I'm not sure why. That's just big brain thinking, I guess you could call it. So what you'll get is a 3/16 full berry main line that'll have a fixed loop on one end coming down. For the trucker's hitch version, which is the new version, you'll have one prusik here. We'll show you about that in the back, but that's what that prusik will arrive. It'll come kind of preset, and you'll see what I'm doing here. It'll make more sense once you see the rest of the video, but then the actual HFAS prusik as well. That's going to be the Halloween colorway. That's the HFAS prusik right there. And on the end, you get a little bit of bungee. That's to help wrap it up around your platform or your stand. Some people, or some of you guys, definitely use these for sticks. It's a little bit on the bigger size, but they definitely do work for sticks. You can use them, but we do have a 1/8 full berry HFAS for that. So that's going to be the trucker's version. Off to my right, I have the standard version, relatively the same thing, fixed loop, HFAS prusik. So there is no secondary prusik, and again we'll show you why in the back and bungee on the end. This is truly one of the easiest ways to attach your standard platform. Don't let the sweat fool you. We're just in Florida, so let's go ahead, go out back, show you on the poles, and cut to a non-sweating, non-dehydrated version of me who's going to be out there showing you guys how to use it. What's up, guys? Now that we are out back with our trusty old pole, I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually attach these. On this one, we have the regular HFAS, and then on this one, we have the trucker's hitch version. I'll also show you how to do it on a mini stand, which is actually beneath me, but I'll pick up here in a minute. We're going to go ahead and start with the standard HFAS, where it's not a trucker's hitch version. So I'm going to take the trucker's hitch version and lay it down. Before doing so, I do want to point something out. On these platforms, you can see kind of from the back side, or maybe right here, there's some stealth tape. And then on this side, there's some camo stealth tape, basically the exact same thing. Why it's on there is we're protecting the AM steel itself from the sharp edges of the platform. AM steel is super, super strong and abrasion resistant. It's not cut proof, so always protect the AM steel from any sharp edge of the platform, stick, stand, anything like that that you're using. Just wanted to point that out. So if you guys are planning on ordering HFAS, you can go ahead and get the stealth tape at the same time. We do sell both types of stealth tape. Both are relatively inexpensive and affordable. So check that out. Make sure you guys are dampening the edges in some way. You can use electrical tape if you wanted to for the platforms or stands, sticks, whatever you're using the HFAS on. So again, I'll put the trucker's hitch version down here to the side. And I know you guys are going to want to see how we do it from an actual stick, not from the ground. We all know that putting something on while you're standing on the ground is much easier than when you're standing on a stick. So I do have a stick set up down there and a tether up here. I'm also wearing one of our Challenger saddles. You'll see me using the Predator rope today. We have a whole other video on this, so go check that out. This today is not on that. I'm also using the Predator bridge for my saddle. Again, that'll be in a whole other video, so go check that out. I actually don't have any way of carrying this up with me, so I'm going to go ahead, set that down real quick, get clipped in. Now bring it up. I actually like to do it from the bottom step of my top stick, and I also do connect into my tether before doing so. That way I can get my platform level with my tether. Usually I would adjust my height before getting up. Get it to a point where you're sitting. That way I'll press my knees into the stick. This is the most comfortable thing in the world. Absolutely not. But it works for a minute. I'm gonna get this tag end out of the way, just ever so slightly. A couple key things to note. I didn't prep this one the way I would before going out on a hunt, but what you're gonna wanna do with this HFAS, I like to actually start with mine short, meaning all the way up by the eye. The reason I do that is it's really going to allow you to feed it around the tree level with the Versa button and just overall make it a lot easier to attach it. You also want to make sure that there is a little bit of slack in that HFAS. That'll allow it to move much easier. If it's locked down and really biting, it won't move nearly as easy as you want it. So I kind of preset mine by keeping it short and then using the bungee on the end to actually wrap it up, and I'll connect that to something on the platform of some sort just to hold it tight and well formed on the actual platform. So if I did preload it like I would going out for a hunt, this is what it's going to look like. This prusik will be short. I can kind of use the platform itself to pass that prusik around the tree, and I'm guiding it back to this platform, taking the loop of the prusik and prusik tinder over top. From there, I'll kind of tighten it out a little bit, but I'll fold this platform up and I can now kind of position it. I would probably be sitting a little bit lower, so let me go ahead and just adjust that. There we go. And again, I'm on the bottom step of my top stick. It's really my only stick in this case, but that way I can get this platform as level with that and use that as part of a step to rotate around the tree. Once your platform is engaged here, all you gotta do is basically tin that prusik tight, making sure this strap is level with the Versa button, and cam over. Go ahead and tin my tether up. And it'll be an easy step around and onto your platform. Move that eye of your tether so that it's facing you. And that's how you use the regular HFAS in a non-truckers version. I'm going to hop down off this platform and get set up to do the trucker stitch version and show you that version and how it works. But that's about as simple as it gets, and that is the regular HFAS version. Okay, so I know I just said I was going to show the trucker stitch version, but I wanted to show you guys how to get this off the tree. It's really our only complaint ever that it gets too tight, but it's very simple, and there's a couple of quick tricks you can learn to get it off the tree much easier. I didn't move it, but I'll show you. It's fully weight loaded. That prusik is as tight as it's going to get. First thing you want to do, of course, uncam your platform. Depending on the platform you use, you might be able to just go ahead and get that loop right off of there. If I held that up, I could go ahead and wiggle that off just like so, and then break that prusik free at the ground. However, if you can't, basically if you don't have enough slack to do that, what you want to do is come over to this prusik and just kind of mess with it, rolling a little bit of slack back into the prusik, loosening that up, and what that'll do is allow you to break it free, pop it off, and then you can kind of preset it when you get back down to the ground. But that's the two simple tricks you can learn or practice to help get that HFAS off the tree or help it from getting out of how hard it will bite. These do bite very hard, but in my opinion, I'd rather have something that bites real hard when it's holding me up in the tree than something that might slip. So very quick tip on how to get it off. You guys just get out there and practice and you won't have any problems with this. So now let's get right into the trucker stitch version. This one I hopefully did preset. I'm gonna clip back into my saddle here. Now I know I'm gonna wanna go lower, learn from last time. Be at roughly a 90 degree. I know I'm not fully at a 90 degree, but I'm pretty close to it. It's fairly short. I didn't fully preset it, but I will preset it on video by just pulling it a little bit shorter. It's going to be relatively the same thing. The only difference is you're going to have another or second prusik. Your HFAS prusik will still be at the bottom. And if you wanted to, you could start out by pulling that a little bit separately. Here's your second prusik here. It'll look like that. The part that you're going to want to actually focus on grabbing, and I'll show you here in a second, is this part here. through that kind of loop there. But what you'll want to do is a little bit harder to do on a small tree, but throw that around. I'm gonna, just for camera's sake, I'm gonna do it here, but I'll probably will have to reposition this platform. I'll take that loop, leaving it about the 12 o'clock position, maybe 1 o'clock position. And I'll take this and pull, you can see the HFAS is being tended downwards. Taking that loop portion, putting it over the Versa button here. And then I'll come back for the actual HFAS Prusik. And now I'm gonna actually try to position it for you guys, getting that tether out of my way. Come over here, taking that HFAS portion, putting it over the Versa button, like so. And what I wanna do is initially pull this away from that trucker's hitch, again, and then tend that Prusik tight. I'll kind of pick this platform up, again, pulling, pushing. And that will be, honestly, probably too tight to even cam your platform over. I think I might be able to get it here. There you go. Ugh. That's gonna be rock solid. It's a little bit more tedious than the regular or standard version. However, for stands, things of that nature, it's gonna be a lot more solid. For most platforms, the trucker's hitch version really is not needed. You might want to run it on your stand, however you don't have to. You see the side stability is very, very good. If it looks like it's shaking, that's the pole itself. You guys would be probably surprised at how hard it is to build a sturdy pole setup, but side stability is good to go. And that is how you use the trucker's version. I'll quickly show you how to get it off. Uncam, using the Prusik, pull it off. Then you'll just take that little portion, give myself a little bit of slack. And what I want to do, instead of feeding this back through that loop, is just pull that tight. And that's preloaded for the next time you go. Again, that'll create that kind of trucker's hitch right there. So I just pull that tight, comes right off the tree, and you're good to go. So I'm gonna wipe this sweat off my forehead. We're in Florida, we're in a non-AC'd warehouse, and it's super hot, so I'm gonna wipe this off, maybe get a drink of water and show you how to do a stand. Be right back. Alrighty guys, I got the stand set up. The sweat situation got no better. I think it only got worse, as you can probably see on my shirt, but we're gonna go ahead and ignore that and show you guys how to put this stand on. This will be the trucker's hitch version, as you can see here. Got 2 loops on it. Go ahead and set that down real quick. To be completely honest, I do not stand hunt very much, if ever. There might be some tips or tricks that you guys know of that I do not. Don't bash me in the comments. I can set a platform in 30 seconds. A stand, it just depends. Sometimes it goes really well. More often than not, it does not go well. That's why I'm a saddle hunter. But hey, if you guys got some tips or tricks, go ahead and let me know. I am again on the stick so you guys can see. I got my lineman's belt attached. This would be on my back here. So I'll show you from the get-go. As you can see, I'll pull it off of my back. I actually like to lay mine across my lineman's, get anything that I need to in position before trying to set it. That way I'm not fatiguing my arms, getting them all tired out. I can just let it rest on my lineman's. Do be careful of where you place your lineman's. If you're on a real slick tree, the weight here could make it go sliding. You never want that lineman's belt beneath your waist or your hips. So always make sure it's either level or above. From that point, I'll actually keep it kind of on my lineman's. With a real small stand like this, I can even turn it towards me just to help get it in position. Toss that off to the side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fold that up a bit. Use my chest a little bit here. Again, I want to grab in the middle of that Prusik here, pulling that rope through and around, making sure it stays level with the Versa button.
going over top with that part. Then I'll kind of pull that tight, bringing the HFAS Prusik towards me, and I'll slip that over the Versa button. I did girth hitch on that fixed loop, so it's a little bit bulky right here. Kind of slide it, get it out the way, and then get that Versa or that Prusik over that loop, just making sure that's really engaged. From there, I'm going to lift that up, and I can kind of get it set where I want. Hopefully I don't trap my linemans, but it's looking like I'm probably going to. You can always switch to your tether, so I don't worry too much about my lineman's placement at the time. Go ahead, again, I'm going to want that a little bit lower. This is the one part I probably struggle on most, is kind of the positioning aspect of it. If I wanted to, I could take this beneath my linemans. I don't feel like finagling that right now. The camera angle here might be a little bit difficult to see, so I'll try to fold that down. You want to really keep it up. Again, I'm going to pull away from the Versa button, then push that way. That'll really get that set in there. And from there, I'll let that cam over. I'm actually going to need my tether to pass this. I'll show you how to cam it over. Pull my tether out my bag again. That's that Predator, packed super nicely. Go over top my stand, passing the rest of it through. You guys know how this works. That's a tether locker. Put this into my bridge and shift my weight onto that, allowing me to take my lineman off. Pass that back through. I'm actually going to go with the other side. Bring that side through here. A little bit more flush. I'm just going to go ahead and drop that. I would take the time to reattach, but for the video purpose, I actually want to lower this down. Just a wee bit. Make sure to throw some slack into there. And get that, as you can see, it does a very good job of holding. That should do it. Now, I'll pick that platform up, pull tight, push one more time. I want to fold this basically completely up. This is going to be called a toe cam. Most of you guys probably know how this works, as you probably have more experience setting stands than I do. Move my tether up with me. And from there, I kind of want to put one knee onto the stand itself. I'm going to go ahead and hug the tree. Of course, always making sure very little to no slack in your system. Put one knee here, reaching my foot around, toe camming that up, and then pushing it down again. Then I'm on the stand. As you can see, it's going to be rock solid. You might see a little bit of shifting due to, again, the pole wobbling. That is not the stand. If I am stand hunting, I like to hybrid hunt using a saddle. I can always come around. This is why I use a little bit bigger of a stand than this for foot size, but I'm all set. And yeah, it's basically rock solid. It's very easy to use. My stick is always right here, so you're not making any big movements. I can step off very easily. Come down to the ground and unlock. To get this off, it's going to be the exact same as the platform. I know I'm on the ground now, but you just lift that up, pull up a bit. I'm going to try to rotate it so you guys can see. Pull up a bit, pull that Prusik first, and get that off of there. Pull up a little bit of slack, unhook that, throw it off. And that's how you get your stand off, and that's how you set it. I always do carry a second one with me in case the tree's a little bit wonky. I can put it on that bottom Versa button, but it's not always needed. It just kind of depends on the tree and how good you got the first initial set. So that's how you hang a stand and a platform with the Trucker Stitch version and the standard version. I apologize for how much I'm sweating, but Florida's not the best in the summer. It is in the winter, but not right now. So having a hard time thinking, but I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I'm Van with Hang 3. Thanks for watching, and let us know what you guys think, and see you guys next time. Take care.